Alright, so today we're gonna react to JP Awaken grandfathers versus their woke offspring. I have an idea where this thing going, but let's see what he has. JP Awaken. Awaken with JP. Grandfathers versus their woke offspring.
That flag represents freedom, and I'm willing to die in the name of it because freedom is the very thing that makes life worth living.
I hate it. It represents systemic racism and the oppression of all non-heteronormative cis white voices.
Dang.
All other countries are way better off. Like, do you have a lighter so I can set the thing on fire?
After I got out of the military, I've had my hands in the dirt farming so I can support my family and help build a better community.
Yeah, I got my degree in gender studies where I discovered I'm a semi-trans, demisexual, neurodivergent, non-binary gay they who only dates women. And I'm an author now. I've written a book on how fetal racism can be solved through abortion. And my book's written entirely in Braille to be more inclusive to the visually impaired community.
I do 12 to 14-hour days doing backbreaking work so I can contribute to a better world around me. And you know what? I am proud to do it.
This one time there was a college professor that didn't state its pronouns before starting to lecture. I was so uncomfortable that I started to cry and shake. People had to help carry me out of class so I could find a safe space to process in. Then I raised enough awareness about its hateful conduct that I got it fired. I was very proud to do it.
I have children, and I work diligently to instill great values into them while treating all other people with kindness.
I demand that other people that I don't like change, and if they resist, I treat them with ragefulness.
With the wars I've fought in, it's all been about preserving democracy. I
know this is a joke, and I understand, but this generation has a lot of things wrong. I get it, but I had to blame boomers, and Gen X. They failed to transfer culture because two parents were working, and they didn't have time to just transfer the culture to the kids. Not even think about the fact that we send these kids to college to just get a degree in that has no value in the marketplace because it's inflated. Right? That was not only millennials' fault. We had to just see who has the fault as well.
put my life on the line fighting for it. Countries around the world that don't have free speech, rights, or freedom in general have communism instead of democracy. They want to spread their evil ways to the US.
I just think free speech and freedom in general are very dangerous, and we'd be better off without them. So I spend a lot of my time fighting these things. And you know, we've never really tried communism the right way.
Well, during the war, being shot at scared me a little bit.
Microaggressions terrify me.
I went over and fought in the war so my family and my country could know freedom.
And I think also the fact that we, don't get me wrong, I'm not a war guy, right? But I can see the benefit of man going to have some military training. I can see the benefit of that, and having that as a mandatory or a prerequisite. Mandatory doesn't have to be years. Hey, 6 months. 6 month preparation. Go through this. Let's just line you up. Or a year. Let's line you up. Make sure things are okay. Make sure you go to physical and training for 1 year. We're gonna teach you how to fight in 1 year. At least have some of the basics. When we know that things hit the fan, you're ready. But we took that away. So we're going straight to high school, to college. So we haven't got any real life situation or pain to endure, right? In those first years. So we start having those first experience later when you're in your 30s. I think that's a big problem.
Freedom, because that's what I believe is right. Which means bravery is always standing up for what you believe is right.
Oh, I stand with the current thing every time. Going along with what I'm told to do is way braver than thinking for myself and risking having a point of view that might make me go against the herd.
Well, all men are created equal. It's taken our society a while to realize this, but Martin Luther King Jr. has it right when he says, judge a person based on the content of their character, not the color of their skin.
Literally everything's about race. And Joe Biden's living example is that you should judge a person based on the color of their skin, not the content of their character. And he's white. So black people should listen to him when he tells them what they should think. Yeah, we need more censorship because words are the same thing as violence. Literally the most dangerous thing I can think of in the entire world is misinformation. It's fun to imagine what our future will be like if we can install more censorship now.
It's what Hitler did to take over a country and damn near the world. Infringing on free speech is always the spearhead of evil and destruction. But the idiot people over in Germany thought he was using censorship to save democracy rather than destroying it, because that's what he told them. So they actually supported it. Why would you ask that question? Even a 2-year-old knows what a woman is.
Please just answer the question.
Well, a woman is someone who has babies, raises a family, and if you want to get technical, it's someone with 2 X chromosomes. You don't have to be a biologist to know what a woman is.
We literally don't know what a woman is, but I think also at the same time, anyone could be a woman who wants to be one, but I don't know for sure because I'm not a biologist.
You're responsible for everything good or bad that happens to you. So work hard, do something that contributes to a better world around you, have a family, be in service to God, and take self-responsibility.
Go to college so you can learn to be an activist.
I have to say, man, the teacher's messing my eyes a little bit. Humans aren't real. It's messing with my eyes. Oh man, did a good job.
Oh, and also demand that someone else pay for it. And then once you're out, don't work hard because that's just oppressive. That's why we...
Man, I knew a friend of mine that was like that. Because that person who had talent, he felt entitled that the government needed to just give him money just because finish a bachelor or master degree. So therefore, now that I finished that, the government is entitled to give me certain amount of money. It's crazy.
We need socialism. Do something to destroy the nuclear family, have a few abortions, be of service to the media, and always make sure to victimize yourself over things that have nothing to do with you.
Living according to values that keep me in service to God and make the lives of the people around me better.
Destroy what you don't like.
All right, so it's a good generational,
Always make sure,
let's call it, difference. I think so. We have a weak man generation because the last generation didn't really pass the culture forward, because mom and dad were working, kids go to school, so there's not a clear interaction between parents and kids and their sons or daughters. So the daughters, their sons or kids start having these outside external influence in their life, and those are the things that are molding them. So when mom and dad want to tell them, hey, you were doing it wrong, the kid already develop a rebel mentality. He doesn't see them as a model to follow. I understand the joke that he's doing, but I think that's my take on this. Okay, it's clearly like a lack of passing the culture, and not to. And a side note, this include religion, right? Religion, the rise of pornography. The majority of people that were introduced to pornography were in their home, right? Because somehow pornography was in their home. So it wasn't that millennials that found it. Maybe someone was already using pornography in their house. You see what I'm saying with this? See where I'm going with this? So I know the generation is very entitled, but we have to see why is that case, right? What's the case of that way of thinking has evolved to this point? Buying cell phones without working, right? That's a huge incentive, right? We know that buying a phone is very expensive and require responsibility. If I don't pay my phone, I, they cut my phone off, bro. I'm working for it. Now you give phones to kids, they're not working for that. That's over dopamine. So you don't tell them responsibility. There's a lot of things I can just go going on and on. I mean, not as funny. It was a little funny. Not as funny as I thought. I'm not gonna fake my reaction on this, right? I didn't really feel it, but it was good overall. Good message. Good contrast between both generation. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I would really appreciate it.